I know this is so exciting. You can't wait. Neither can I, so we want to get started with our next panel. But in case you missed one precious moment of the last panel, or you might miss something on the next panels, this will all be available on our website starting later this week. And our website is www.LWV, League of Women Voters, /Alachua.org. That's www.LWV-Alachua.org. And you can hear all of this again and again in case you're unsure who to vote for. This panel has a few less candidates. We might have time for some extra questions. Should you wish to get a card from Rosalie and write a question. But right now I'm going to turn our panel over to our second moderator, Liz Jenkins.
Good afternoon and welcome to the District 3 School Board Forum. There are 3 candidates in this race: Wayne Gabb, Gunnar Paulson, and Jody Wood. The format will be as follows. Each candidate will have 1 minute for an opening remark, 1.5 minutes to answer each question, and 1 minute for a closing statement. Candidates, please be aware of the timekeepers in the front row. These questions have been prepared by the voter service team of the League of Women Voters. We will begin the opening statement with Mr. Gabb.
Good afternoon, and thank you for hosting this forum. I'm Wayne Gabb, candidate in District 3 for school board. In 1983, I left the U.S. Army and came to live in Gainesville, where my wife of 30 years and I raised over 2 children. I am running for school board because I think that the people of Alachua County deserve school board members who will exercise strict fiscal responsibility. We deserve school board members who are going to ensure that every student in the county is offered the opportunity to a quality education, whether it be academic or VOTEC. Too many of our students are failing. To address this, we need to partner with the entire community to do what's best by our students.
Mr. Paulson?
Hello, I'm Dr. Gunnar Paulson, and I'm a candidate for District 3 School Board. I came to the University of Florida in 1965 on a football scholarship and played football at the University of Florida. After that, I was an original faculty member at Buholtz High School. I spent 40 out of the last 43 years in this district. My wife's a retired school teacher. My daughters are school teachers, and I have 6 grandchildren, 2 of which are in this school district. Enough about me. I want to distinguish between myself and the other candidates. First of all, nobody is bringing up the biggest issue that's facing us right now, and that is we are in a fight for the survival of public education. We're getting to the end of this campaign. I have got to get this message out. People in the public need to know that we need people on the school board that will fight for our children and make sure public education remains. The next thing is, I think if you want to solve problems, we need to develop a strategic plan. We'll bring in the best people from all around the community.
Thank you, Dr. Paulson. Mr. Wood.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Jody Wood. I filed to run for this election 1.5 years ago before anybody else did because I had a great deal of concern. When all the budget cuts were hitting our country, the first things I started hearing back when the budgets were getting cut at the local level was the question about what programs we're going to cut first. That hit real close to home to me because I have 5 young children that are just getting into the system, and I don't want to see educational programs cut for them because of our generation's financial mistakes in this country. Regardless of who caused the mistakes, our children are not going to be punished for that. I started looking into the budget of the Alachua County School Board, and I realized that we have a substantially top-heavy administration. We have 1,723 non-teaching employees in the Alachua County school system. That is 1 non-teaching employee for every 14 students. That is way too high. When you have 78% of the general fund comes from salaries and benefits, that's where we need to look at things first to find out why we can't pay the bills. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wood. Our first question goes to Dr. Paulson, and I want all three of you to listen because I will not be repeating the question, okay? Are you satisfied with the overall progress of Alachua County school children? Dr. Paulson.
Well, I think the key phrase is overall. Let's be honest. What we do good, we do real good. Just see the paper yesterday. We're an A district. Not every school district's an A district. And we educate the 50% of the students that are going to college. We do a great job of educating. So let's keep that. Now, we have 13% of our students are in vocational technical programs. So we're missing 37% of the students. So we do need to have vocational technical education. But again, I go back, until we solve the problem of funding from Tallahassee and what they're trying to do to our students, we're going to have trouble expanding those programs. We have got to understand that. That is a major issue right now. Let me give you an example. I was an Algebra 2 teacher. To graduate from high school in the future, you're going to have to pass Algebra 2, physics, or chemistry. And if you pick the one you pick, another course you're going to have to choose is one that's equal to that in difficulty. Now, I know a lot of brilliant people that are writers, English teachers, poets, other things, and they don't have a chance. They wouldn't be able to graduate. We have got to address that if we're going to address the issue of giving programs to help our students graduate. So, okay. I thought you were going to stop me there for a minute. I didn't know. Okay. 10 seconds. Well, I lost track of that now. But anyway, that's that's what we do. So the overall, I'm not satisfied with our overall progress, no.
Thank you, Dr. Paulson. Mr. Wood?
I'm not satisfied with the overall success of the system either. We have some schools in our district, such as Hawthorne High, that have one of the highest dropout rates in the state of Florida. That's not success at all. I hear the quotation just now that we have 50% of our students going to college. That's not enough. This is a serious problem in motivation throughout our system here. Some of the motivation comes from the students and the homes that they come from, perhaps. Some of the motivation comes from our teachers and apathy in our system. We need to have mentors in our system, and we need to improve on the motivation of our youth. We don't want to see a generation of people growing up who do not have the motivation to succeed in the way that our country has been built on. We need to start at the young ages that they're at, work on the success level, work on the graduation rate, work on mentors to help with that, and work on the motivation to help with getting it done that way. We do not have enough of our students going to college. We do not have enough of them graduating high school. That has to be focused on as a high priority in the next few years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wood. Mr. Gabb?
I am not happy with the results that we get year after year, and we keep doing the same thing to address these problems. We have too many students who are failing. These students' needs need to be addressed, and these students fail because our leaders in education fail to meet their needs. We need to work diligently. We need to make a conscious effort to invest in every child in the county. When we invest in those children, we are investing not only in their future, but in our future. I can't think of a better investment. We need to do a whole lot more to make sure that every child has the opportunity to become a taxpayer, not a tax taker.
Thank you, Mr. Gabb. We will begin our next question with Mr. Wood. What actions would you take to encourage the legislature to allocate more money for education?
Well, to start with, it's been my proclamation since the beginning of this campaign that continuing to try to apply for more money and try to throw more money at our students is not the solution to the problem. We have an educational system here that has been continuing to operate at the same general level of funds for a long period of time. And the idea of applying for a grant to solve the problem, idea of applying for more money from the legislature to solve the problem is not simply going to solve it. We need to solve from within the problem first. First of all, we're looking at the high level of administrative budget that we have in the area. Let's work on bringing the budget into line instead of a top-heavy administration, first of all. Second of all, when we're dealing with schools, I'll hit on the subject of Hawthorne High School again. Throwing money at Hawthorne High School is not going to solve the problem. We need to get teachers in there motivated to motivate the students. What I would do first, and I'm sidestepping your question a little bit about going to get the money, but what I would do first is I'd go to the graduating classes at UF, the teachers that are coming out of there, and challenge them to go to work for our school system right here. The younger teachers are often the more motivated teachers. Let's get the teachers when they're young and very motivated and dare them to go straight to Hawthorne High School and request working there to work with the motivational level of one of the schools that has one of the highest dropout rates in the area. There are other ways of success versus just going to a higher level of government and saying we need more money, because it's not the government's money, it's yours.